program will begin in 4 minutes. Program will begin in 2 minutes. Program will begin in 1 minute.
Welcome. Добро пожаловать.
Sejam bem-vindos.
欢迎
Bem-vindo.
أهلاً.
Hoş geldiniz.
स्वागत है आप सबका।
bienvenue
بخیر راغلی. خوش آمدین. Welcome. Bonjour et bienvenue.
It is such an honor to welcome you all tonight. My name is Kelly Liu, and I have the amazing privilege of serving as the board chair of Found in Translation. Thank you for gathering with us virtually. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge that Found in Translation operates on the ancestral and unceded territory of the Massachusetts and Pawtucket people. It's important that we honor the history of the Indigenous land that we occupy and acknowledge our place within that history as part of our commitment to work towards a just and equitable future for all. We're here to celebrate Found in Translation's 10th anniversary, making 10 extraordinary years of empowering hundreds of women to build livelihoods through language and strengthening health equity for many thousands more. You'll be hearing about our story tonight, reflecting on our organization's history, and hear from our alumni. We'll be presenting special awards to some people who have been pivotal to our growth and community ethos. If you have a little extra time at the end, please stay on after the formal program ends and join us in a brief, unscripted, celebratory toast for our 10 years. You'll also hear about our impact quantified in the segments ahead. But as a sneak peek, here are a couple of data points that really amazed me. With the completion of our class in 2021, Found in Translation has trained nearly 300 talented multilingual women as medical interpreters in 37 languages. And that's not all. Because of our rigorous medical and linguistic training and the support that we offer in building their professional careers, our alumni are empowered to provide economic security for themselves and their families and help over 35,000 people with limited English proficiency gain more equitable access to healthcare every single year. In total, that's 300 women impacting 35,000 people every year. That's an amazing multiplier effect. But that only tells a part of our story. The amazing people in the Found in Translation community, who are all of you who are here tonight, are where our real impact lies. Together, we support one another in a million different ways, from words of encouragement, career advice, childcare, mentoring, and the caring commitment of our faculty and staff, to the generosity of donors and funders, and the partnerships of colleagues, clients, and businesses. Tonight is not only about sharing the story of our 10 years, but it's also about thanking all the people and organizations that have helped us to grow. Over the past decade, many different institutions have invested in Found in Translation through grant making and event sponsorship. I'd like to highlight in particular the Eastern Bank Foundation, the Royer Family Foundation, the Clenille Foundation, the Imago Dei Fund, and the Cummings Foundation for being generous and steadfast supporters. We would not be here without your partnership. In addition, I want to say special thanks to the organizations and individuals listed here making tonight possible. The generosity of these donors will launch us into our second decade. There are many other donors and sponsors we'll be thanking throughout the evening, so stay tuned. Before we get this celebration started, let me share a few details to help you interact with us during this virtual event. First, please introduce yourself in the chat. We would love to hear how you are connected to Found in Translation and where you're tuning in from tonight. Second, I would like to remind you that closed captioning is available for this event. To enable it, you can click the CC closed captioning button at the bottom of your screen. And lastly, donations are welcome at any time throughout tonight's program. To donate online, visit our website at found-in-translation.org/donate or text FIT10 to 44321. Thank you so much, and sit back and enjoy the show.
Found in Translation began as an idea on a napkin. While working as a social worker, I met many immigrant women facing poverty and homelessness, struggles that reflected the experience of my own family. How immigration can shrink us, how we lose our place in society, how our skills are dismissed, our contributions discounted, how doors are slammed in our faces. In this familiar struggle, I saw familiar strength, language skills, and that was when the gears began to turn. Researching career opportunities for multilingual people, I found medical interpreting, which pays $25 an hour entry level in one of the fastest growing fields in the US, offers flexible employment, which is so important to women as the leaders of families, and provides life-saving healthcare access to patients who speak a different language from their doctor. With a seed grant from the Kip Tiernan Social Justice Fellowship and the guidance of my mentor, colleague, and friend, Mark Stewart, I launched Found in Translation in September of 2011 to train low-income bilingual women as professional medical interpreters, allowing them to transform their most stigmatized trait, their language and cultural background, into their greatest asset in the workforce. We posted flyers on street poles, sent out emails to local nonprofits, and within a couple of weeks, we received an overwhelming 164 applications. Our first confirmation that the world needed a program like this. Women wrote in saying, "I'm a single mom, I'm homeless, raising 2 kids in a motel room, and I'm bilingual. This is my chance." Operating on a shoestring budget, we interviewed applicants at a Panera and taught in classrooms kindly donated by Cambridge Health Alliance. My original conception of the program model was also minimalist. We would provide free training with on-site childcare and transportation assistance, clearing a path to a medical interpreter certificate, a credential that would unlock access to a living wage career. We would train a class, send them off, and start again for the new group. It was about efficiency. But soon, 2 things became apparent. 1, it takes more than a certificate to overcome poverty and homelessness. 2, we were creating so much more than economic mobility. A powerful community was emerging. I got my first glimpse of it when the class of 2012 organized a surprise baby shower for their pregnant classmate. They asked me to distract her, and when we came back into the room, a table was arranged with toys and diapers and baby gifts. There was not a dry eye in the room, and it was all them. It wasn't programmatic. It was genuine friendship and community and love. When the training was over, the women craved opportunities to stay connected. They told us, "I came here a stranger, and now I have 20 sisters from all over the world." And so, in response to their feedback, we began to expand programming to include ongoing career advancement support and social opportunities, such as the Alumnae Association. The next year, I was awarded the Echo and Green Fellowship, which supports the world's most promising social entrepreneurs, and this put Found in Translation on the map. We started seeing fundraising success, expanded our training from 3 to 9 languages, and moved into our first office, a co-working space in Cambridge called Work Bar. We were laying the groundwork for partnerships with major players like Beth Israel and Boston Medical Center. But it was not smooth sailing. Class of 2012 was struggling finding employment, exposing a quirk of the interpreter job market. Employers were all requiring previous experience, but none were willing to be the first to hire a new interpreter, creating a sort of catch-22. So we took matters into our own hands and launched interpreter services to offer direct job placement to our graduates. We partnered with the Sherwood Project, which is run by Tufts medical students and provides free healthcare. Found in Translation served as a pop-up interpreter department for Sherwood, enabling them to provide equitable treatment to their patients with limited English proficiency. And for our graduates, this provided critical first job experience, opening the door to employment at interpreter agencies and hospitals. This was a game changer for a program model, but it wasn't at an Alumni Association meeting in 2014 that my understanding of our work was turned on its head. Class of 2014 had just graduated, and they walked in hesitantly, introducing themselves in the quiet voice saying, "I guess I'm a medical interpreter now." And then their peers from 2012 and 2013 walked in tall, whipped off their sunglasses, and confidently introduced themselves as professional medical interpreters. They handed out their business cards and shared insider tips about the best ways to get hired at a local agency. One opened her planner to a blank page from a year ago, and then today, inked densely with interpreting assignments. She asked who speaks her language because she turns down assignments now and is looking for someone to refer them to. It was then that it dawned on me that our interpreters are their own and each other's greatest resource. We were teaching an important trade, yes, but for women, change happens in community. And before our eyes was blossoming a community that was powerful, deeply invested in each other, and capable of accelerating each other's success more effectively than we ever could through programming. In light of this, the evolving needs of our alumni became the center of our model. And in 2015, we re-envisioned our program as the Language Access Fellowship, highlighting the transformation of our participants into true partners in our mission. We moved into a small office sublet in Central Square. And by 2016, we had a staff of 5 and an alumni pool over 100 strong. When our alumni expressed aspirations to become educators themselves, we listened and created opportunities for them in our faculty as assistant language coaches. 2017 brought us to Fields Corner in Dorchester, where our office is to this day. By then, our alumni had been interpreting for over 5 years, growing in their success and influence, reaching higher positions at agencies and hospitals, and gaining next-level credentials, such as national certification. 2018 and 2019 saw significant growth on all fronts. Our interpreter services clients doubled. Alumni on our program faculty grew to 50%, then 80%. We hosted a first-ever local interpreter job fair and gained international recognition as a Bridge Builder Challenge top idea. We were on the rise, building capacity and continuing to expand in scope and scale, and then came 2020. Immigrants and women bore the brunt of the health and economic crises brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. We knew that programs like ours were needed more than ever, so pulling back was not an option. With the support of our community, we transitioned all programming online, rapidly rolled out translation and remote interpreting services to mitigate income loss for our graduates, increased alumni in our faculty to 90%, and trained our biggest ever class of interpreters entirely online. Class of 2021 just graduated in June. They joined a community of nearly 300 brilliant women who will amplify their success, guide their careers, and work alongside them providing life-saving language access. Each class of new interpreters is like a branch on the living tree of our community. Found in Translation's role is to tend that tree, give it sunshine and nutrients and water, what it needs to thrive. Now, a decade later, Found in Translation is no longer a trust exercise for incoming students. They can see their future through the living examples of their peers, mentors and instructors, who now work at all the major local and regional hospitals and agencies. Seeing proof that success is possible emboldens them to aim high. And as they advance to positions where they not only interpret, but train, manage, and hire interpreters, they gain power to open doors for one another. I believe that our alumni are changing the culture of medical interpreting, making it more compassionate and more equitable. I'm so proud of everything they have built. Walking alongside them in their professional journey has been the biggest honor of my life, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Found in Translation's alumnae are 291 bilingual women from 50 different countries. 47% speak 3 or more languages, and they reside in 65 different cities in Massachusetts and beyond. Some are young and just starting their professional journeys. Others seek to make a career change later in life, or return to work after their children are grown. All are united by a desire to make a difference. Good evening. My name is Abigail Setterholm, and I'm proud to serve as Found in Translation's Impact Director. Since our founding in 2011, Found in Translation has prioritized continuous improvement, constantly adapting our model to better meet the needs of the people that we serve. Our community-centered design relies on collecting quantitative and qualitative data from our participants, using feedback and results to inform our work and measure our impact. Now, as we celebrate our first decade, I would like to take a few minutes to reflect on the value that Found in Translation has brought to our participants and the impact that ripples out to their families and communities. In the past 10 years, Found in Translation provided over 40,000 hours of high-quality medical interpreter instruction, language coaching, and professional development to students in 9 classes, issuing certificates in 37 different languages. For our participants, this hard work paid off quickly, with 62% working as interpreters or in a related field within 1 year of earning their certificates. Of those who were unemployed during the training, 70% found work after 1 year. And in that same time, we see average hourly wages increase to $25 an hour, with some graduates earning up to $100 an hour. In 2021, our inaugural class is a decade into their careers, and Found in Translation's professional network is vast. It encompasses all of Boston's hospitals and language service agencies, and many other healthcare institutions, community organizations, and businesses. Whether they seek to work part-time, per diem, full-time, or even as freelance interpreters, Found in Translation's career advancement programming is designed to support each alumna in achieving her own unique goals and aspirations. I am so proud to share that today, each Found in Translation alumna earns on average $13,000 more per year than before the program. Added up over 10 years, this translates into $15 million in additional income for the communities we serve. For many graduates, the increased income provides the ability to improve their quality of life in ways as small as taking a vacation or buying their first car, or for goals as big as pursuing an advanced degree. For others, highly paid part-time work provides much-needed flexibility in their schedule to care for their families without sacrificing economic security. Currently, 87 alumni are now working part-time or per diem, with many responding to pandemic conditions by working remotely from home. As Maria said so eloquently earlier tonight, Found in Translation is more than just a workforce development program. Our model transforms program participants into agents of change who then partner with us in our mission. In the past decade, 36 alumni have served in faculty roles for our medical interpreter certificate program. Over time, as interest grew, this opportunity was formalized, such that by 2021, our alumni make up 90% of our faculty. Since its rollout in 2013, our interpreter services has directly employed 101 alumni as interpreters and translators, bringing critical services to organizations across the greater Boston area. The impact of this work can be felt through over 1,500 completed assignments in 20 different languages for 79 different partner organizations. Whether employed with us as faculty or through our interpreter services, graduates hired directly earn up to $45 an hour for their skills. Over 10 years, Found in Translation's job placement alone has translated into over $250,000 in additional earnings, directly benefiting our interpreters and their families. The ripple effects of Found in Translation's impact extend beyond increases in income. Our alumni now serve an estimated 35,000 limited English speakers through their work as interpreters. During the COVID-19 pandemic, these services are more important than ever. Not only have our graduates been part of life-saving testing and vaccine efforts, but last year at least 45 went above and beyond, supporting their communities through volunteer interpreting, making masks, and delivering supplies. What started out as a training program with 21 women in 2011 has grown into a lifelong community of nearly 300 passionate change makers, women who are working every day in their own way to make a difference in their communities. Ultimately, the impact of Found in Translation's first 10 years lies not just in statistics and numbers, but also in the mosaic of stories shared by our graduates. In our next segment, you will hear from a few of these women as they reflect on their experiences as members in the Found in Translation community. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Makis, and I'm a program assistant with Found in Translation. Over the past year, I've had the pleasure of meeting our alumni and listening as they shared the impact this community has had on their lives. Tonight, we're excited to share some of those inspiring stories with you. I'm pleased to introduce Delfine Masongo from class of 2015, Natalia Chilcote from class of 2013, and Linda Berisha from class of 2015.
My name is Delfine Masongo. I'm a Swahili and English interpreter and a graduate of class 2015. Found in Translation is a family that relies on each other for support and friendship. Throughout the program, classmates helped each other, especially during carpooling, and made sure that everybody got back home safely. We also checked on each other outside of class just to make sure that everybody was okay by offering moral support. We also want to remember the children who attended class with their parents and waited until the class was over. I am proud of all the women who participated in this program because they juggled through other jobs and family issues, but still made it to graduation. Thank you.
My name is Natalia Chilcote. I'm a Spanish interpreter. I was in the class of 2013 through Found in Translation. I find the staff community of Found in Translation to be very supportive of its students and its alumni, always propelling them forward to seek out new avenues, to stay in communication with the staff whenever needed, and also to continue building part of the community post-graduation. Some of the times I felt closest to the Found in Translation community were when I was a student, and also when I was working as a part of the Sherwood community as a new interpreter. As well as during the years I served as a mentor and assistant instructor with Found in Translation for the medical interpreting training program. As classmates, myself and other students bonded and spent a lot of time getting to know each other. I believe the fact that we were from all walks of life and from different cultural and linguistic backgrounds brought us that much closer. I studied with a few of the other ladies in my language group, and when we were preparing for our final exams, we gathered to help each other and advance in learning our terminology as well as our interpretation skills. The same sense of purpose played out between instructors as well as the classmates. We would gather each other's homes, carpool to get to each other to and from the classroom. We shared resources, and we helped support one another as the course advanced in its complexity. People also share job opportunities from their community network through Found in Translation, and I assisted people with evaluating their resumes as well as their cover letters. Several individuals, I believe, were able to get more interpreting opportunities into various hospitals as well as communities. I hold those peers and the memories of the times I shared with them as some of the most important memories of my life and my career. I'm grateful every day for having had the chance to share my studies with them. I'm still close friends with several of them, and when I am lucky enough to see other graduates as well as the students, I greet them with great fondness. I look forward to one day possibly being able to have a large portion of the Found in Translation graduating classes together in one room. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Linda Berisha. I am an Albanian interpreter, class 2015. While I was in the group, we were a big group of women supporting each other, being there for each other, in sense of studying together, sharing job opportunities, sharing rights, sharing wisdom and knowledge. I didn't have a study group. I was the only one in this group with Albanian language, but I did have a language coach. She was very supportive, and I did, after I completed my course, I did use her as a point of reference for a couple of my jobs while I was seeking employment to work as an interpreter. we are still in touch with each other, and we meet sometimes when we have time, and we share our thoughts and all the news, what's going on the interpreter and translation field. Graduation from Found in Translation for me felt as a big accomplishment and fulfillment, and I do believe it felt the same for all of my classmates. Personally, for me, felt a big accomplishment because I start having more job opportunities, and I felt that me working as an interpreter, I am giving back to my community in sense of helping them with the language and making their life a little bit easier. After I graduated, Found in Translation gave me an opportunity in 2018 to work as a assistant-led instructor. Working with the students brought me closer to the community and Found in Translation. I would like to thank Found in Translation for giving me an opportunity to be part of this great organization, and I can't wait to give back. I would like to thank especially Gay, Maria, and Karen for being very supportive and giving me a lot of opportunities, and I do believe for everybody else, and they do an amazing job every day, which is empowering women. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I'm Kelly Lynch, Deputy Director of Found in Translation. As our board president Kelly Liu said in her welcoming remarks, and as you have seen so powerfully in the video and in the words of our alumni, the Found in Translation community is where the heartbeat of our organization lies. There are countless people, businesses, and organizations that we are fortunate enough to call our friends and colleagues who generously support us in so many ways. From the volunteers who mentor, our alumni serve on our board and provide safe, high-quality childcare for our students, to the colleagues who champion our work and provide classroom space, our faculty who inspire and empower our students, the staff who drive our work forward, clients who use our interpreter services, and employers who hire our graduates, to the extraordinarily generous sponsors, donors, and funders who strengthen our mission and work by providing vital resources, philanthropic support, and friendship. Here are the names of the sponsors who provided special funding for tonight's celebration. We thank them for their generosity that made tonight's event possible. A special report will be shared with our full community early next year that will provide highlights of our first decade of work and impact, as well as the complete list of all who have so generously supported us in honor of this event and fueled our work for the next decade ahead.
If I had known how difficult it would be to build a nonprofit, I'm not sure I would have chosen this path. But in 2011, as a bright-eyed 25-year-old, blissfully ignorant of the challenges ahead, possessed by an idea, and driven by social justice vision that was deeply personal, I decided I had to do it. I had to at least try. There's this idea that founders are solitary heroes who will their organizations into existence by sheer power of determination. There's a grain of truth in that. It does take a certain drive and a certain grit, but it's not really how it works. In reality, hundreds of people working together made Found in Translation possible. And my most valuable talent has been bringing people in to be a part of this incredible community. Brilliant, visionary people who mitigated my blind spots and filled my skills gaps with their expertise. people who stayed up late into the night problem solving with me, who opened doors, made introductions, and gave generously of their time and treasure. They made Found in Translation possible, and they made me a better leader. Our community would likewise not be possible without our students and alumni. They guide the direction of our organizational vision and growth, and through their accomplishments, show us what's possible by continually raising the bar on academic excellence, professional achievement, and by providing mentorship and support to fellow students and graduates, making the community all the more strong. Countless of community partners have provided funding, classroom space, computers and interpreting equipment, and brought teaching expertise into our classrooms. For decades, leaders in the interpreting field fought for language justice, nurturing the interpreting profession that welcomes our graduates and makes their careers possible. That is all to say, it takes a village to raise an interpreter. The It Takes a Village Awards recognize remarkable people who have sparked, supported, and inspired our growth, without whom Found in Translation simply would not be what it is today. Please join me in celebrating the 2021 It Takes a Village Award recipients.
My name is Felicia Barbosa, and I'm a Portuguese interpreter and a member of Found in Translation's class of 2019. The Community Builder Award recognizes an alum who was nominated by her peers for making outstanding contributions to fostering community. Today, I am proud to present this award to my friend and mentor, Sarah Paiva. Since earning her certificate as part of the class of 2018, Sarah has shown tremendous support for her Found in Translation community. Just 1 year into her new career, she returned to serve as a Portuguese language coach for the class of 2019. As my coach, she provided me with valuable insight into the field and extra resources to help me study. When an open position was available at her employer, her referral helped me to secure my current job, which I absolutely love. Sarah also encouraged me to apply to work alongside her as a language coach for the class of 2021. This year, Sarah also took on the additional role of assistant lead instructor. Juliana, a fellow instructor and alum, shares that having Sarah's support during the class made a difference. I could text or call her when I had a doubt. We would give each other feedback or help resolve any questions or concerns we had. It was so nice to count on her during this experience, and I'm very grateful. In just a few years, Sarah has demonstrated a remarkable dedication to lifting up and Found in Translation's alumni. We are honored to have you in our community, Sarah. Congratulations.
Mark Stewart is not just a founding board member, but a founding thought partner. Mark and I worked side by side to build this organization from the ground up. Together, we gave Found in Translation its name and ironed out the details of the model. He edited the grant proposal that secured our seed funding, brought rigor to our admissions process and impact measurement, and co-led the organization with me as chair of the board. He ran fundraising events, served as a program volunteer, helped us get through hard financial times, and supported me through my toughest leadership challenges. Found in Translation is as much Mark's legacy as mine.
My name is Karen Walker, and I am the Program Director for Career Advancement at Found in Translation. The Trailblazer Award recognizes an alumna who has modeled courage, tenacity, and exemplary dedication to her interpreting career and is chosen by staff. Today, I am proud to present this award to Carolina Lee, a Vietnamese interpreter from the class of 2016. Carolina has been working steadily as an interpreter since completing the medical interpreting program. She has been hired by several interpreting agencies, including Found in Translation's Interpreter Services component. Her strong commitment and enthusiasm for her work is evident not only in the high quality of services that she provides, but also in her pursuit of continuous improvement. Over time, Carolina has impressed us by accepting assignments in a wide variety of settings. These include hospitals, law offices, insurance companies, and school systems. This exemplifies Carolina's courage through her willingness to venture into new domain areas, as well as her strong desire to expand her knowledge and enhance her skills. Throughout my time at Found in Translation, Carolina has never turned down an assignment that we offered her unless she already had another interpreting commitment. Carolina devotes many hours before and after assignments to prepare, review, and reflect so that she can do her best work and continue to improve her skills. Due to her talent, Carolina was among the alumni selected to serve on the faculty for the Medical Interpreter Training Program, first as an assistant language coach and most recently as a language coach. Her students have described her as an attentive, generous, and dedicated instructor. Carolina also demonstrates a strong commitment to her professional development by attending most of the continuing education events sponsored by Found in Translation, as well as participating in community events. We are grateful to have witnessed Carolina's notable success as an interpreter, and it is with great pleasure that we recognize her accomplishments with this award. Congratulations, Carolina.
Sarah Peter is a remarkable woman. As an artist, feminist, and philanthropist, Sarah has boldly changed the world for the better throughout her life. Her accomplishments are numerous. She is co-founder of the Omega Women's Leadership Center, where thousands of women come every year to grow and learn. She established the Modern Women's Fund at New York's Museum of Modern Art, enabling MoMA to rise to the challenge of better supporting women artists. In her philanthropy, Sarah not only supports visionary social change led by women for women, but she curates and cultivates a community of women leaders who mentor, encourage, and inspire one another. This community of doers has been vital to me. Extraordinarily generous in every way, Sarah's biggest gifts to us have been her faith in our vision and her partnership in shaping our growth. She has always asked tough questions, offered thoughtful insights, and in the end, trusted us to know what we needed to do next. Sarah is a partner, friend, and lifeline for our work.
Hello everyone, I'm Program Director for Interpreter Education here at Found in Translation. My name is Bindiya Jha. I'm here to present the Academic Excellence Award. This award recognizes an alumna who has exemplified academic excellence both during and after the certificate training, and is chosen by the staff. Today, I'm proud to present this award to Sofia Picol, a Spanish interpreter from the class of 2017. Sophia successfully completed our medical interpreter training program and was a strong and capable student. She had nearly perfect attendance throughout her time as a student, demonstrated a mastery of the various concepts that were presented, and achieved strong scores on assignments and assessment. Sophia was immediately hired as an assistant language coach for the class of 2018 and continued in the same position during 2019. In 2021, she went on to become full language coach for the Spanish group. She was the best academic resource any students could have asked for. She went above and beyond, preparing her lesson plans, integrating helpful outside resources, and bringing mindfulness activities to the class. Sophia is a calm presence in any situation, a very mindful person who practices it in everything she does. She is a thinker, someone who believes in preparation, values independent research, and has a thoughtful approach to her delivery. Her background in music helps to elevate some of these qualities. Then Program Director Gay Gentis recalls her being a constant academic support to her peers. One particular incident that Gay cannot forget is how she played flute for her classmates to bring their anxieties down before the exams. Overall, Sophia seems to enjoy engaging in study and learning on a daily basis. She barely misses any continuing education and advancement opportunities. She is a talented professional with an eye for excellence. Congratulations, Sophia.
After many years working to improve housing and income security for low-wage immigrant workers, Iris Coloma Gaines is now the statewide language access attorney at the Massachusetts Law Reform Institute. Her advocacy for Massachusetts residents with limited English proficiency includes testifying at the State House on legislation critical to establishing language access as a protected right, ensuring that vital government services are fully accessible to all, and eliminating reliance on error-prone machine translation. Iris has been a visionary and used her voice, leading the way towards an inclusive, equitable, and language-accessible community and state, significantly improving the lives of those who have been excluded from essential health care and other services. Thank you, Attorney Coloma Gaines, for your dedication to this work.
Reflecting on the decade in existence, a decade of impact and a decade of lives touched, I am humbled, grateful, and incredibly proud of my team and our alumni. And I'm excited to share with you all our vision for what's next. Although the pandemic has strained us and put our future on the line, it has also challenged us to innovate. And knowing that our community needed us more than ever, we rose to the challenge. The technological gains we've made in adapting our entire program model to a virtual format not only made our training more equitable and accessible, but positioned us for growth. We are now more nimble and efficient, more replicable, and no longer bound by the geographic constraints of an in-person model. Through the creativity and hard work of our program team, I am proud to say that rather than slowing down, we actually increased our capacity during the pandemic, graduating our biggest class ever in 2021. In the coming year, we will increase our training capacity to 2 cycles per year, 2 cohorts per cycle. And through partnerships in the nonprofit sector, we will bring interpreter training to more communities locally, regionally, and nationally, widening our reach and multiplying our impact. Our growth plan is both ambitious and strategic. It requires investment in our data management capacity to enable us to keep track of expanding programming and closely monitor our efficacy for continued optimization, making sure we maintain the quality and integrity of our programming at scale. We will also be able to analyze outcomes data in real time and in more nuanced ways, giving us the ability to uncover and root out inequities in our outcomes. Growth doesn't always mean bigger or more. Often at Found in Translation, it means better. Our program participants are the guiding star in everything we do, and we will remain responsive to their needs as their careers unfold in a rapidly changing interpreting job market. We will continue to support their career growth through national certification, training and certification as interpreting instructors, and diversification into other specialties of interpreting, such as school, court, and immigration interpreting, as well as translation, the written counterpart of interpreting. In the coming years, we will launch programming to support our alumni in entrepreneurship, to help them turn their interpreting skills into business ventures. My dream is that in the next decade, some of our graduates will be so successful in their interpreting enterprises that they will partner with Found in Translation as employers. When our program participants succeed, something extraordinary happens. As they move from surviving to thriving, their priorities change, shifting from meeting their family's basic needs to creating positive change in their communities. Together, our graduates have powerful potential to advance language justice and elevate the interpreting profession. The technological renaissance, expedited by the pandemic, left the industry in flux. Things are changing rapidly. There are new players in the market, and interpreter pay and working conditions are at risk. Our vision is to mobilize our hundreds of alumni and the broader interpreter community to protect the profession, so that interpreting can remain a sustainable, rewarding, living wage profession for decades to come. Therefore, for us, growth also means finding new ways to use the platform we've built over the years for field building and advocacy. As we enter a new decade, amplifying our interpreters' voices will be essential to both the economic empowerment of immigrant women and bringing health equity to marginalized communities. This is no small challenge, and we can only get there with your help, with the help of our full community. We need your generous support to help the smart, talented, courageous women of Found in Translation be the drivers of their own professional growth and security. Thanks to your support, our alumni are now uniquely qualified to use their own success to build equitable access to healthcare for so many others. I hope that tonight you were able to see clearly their accomplishments, their determination, and the potential that is unlocked when they are fully supported within community. We are counting on you to help us grow into our second decade by making a generous gift in their honor. Thank you for all your friendship and support over the past 10 years. You brought us here. You have fueled the work that strengthens and empowers extraordinary immigrant women. It means the world to me that you are here, standing with us for racial and gender justice, for health equity, and for economic empowerment, and that you are walking with us toward a better, more just, and equitable world.
It's time for us to wrap up the official part of this celebration. Thank you all for carving out the time this evening to celebrate with us, and for making this work possible through your time and energy. We will end this part of the celebration with some final words from our alumni. If you'd like to join us for the informal toast that follows, just follow the instructions that are posted in the chat, and we will see you shortly. If we don't see you, stay safe and have a good night.
Shukriya, thank you.
谢谢
Cảm ơn. Mahatsani.
Obrigado.
Teşekkür ederim.
धन्यवाद.
Teşekkür.
Merci.
Şükran.